Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
We head out to my home state, Kansas, Dodge City to be precise, for an episode of Gunsmoke starring William Conrad. This episode is entitled Greater Love and was originally broadcast April 10th, 1954.
Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of gun smoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The story of the violence that moved west with young America. The story of a man who moved with it. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
You call this keeping the peace? Sitting around in the sun like a farmer on Sunday?
Hello, Doc.
Oh, I wish I was a U.S. Marshal. Get paid whether you're working or not.
What's the matter, Doc? Lose a couple of patients last night?
I'm thinking of moving to San Francisco, Matt.
What for? You got a monopoly here in Dodge. San Francisco's full of doctors.
Yes, and they're probably all rich, too. No, I'm serious, Matt.
Oh, forget it, Doc. You're some 20 years too late for the gold rush. And anyway, we need you here.
Dodge can find another doctor. I'm tired of working day and night and getting paid with promises.
Now, you need some money. I'll call a town meeting and shake it out of these people, Doc. But if you try to go to San Francisco, I'll throw you in jail and you can practice from there.
Oh, well, good. Then you'll have to feed me, too.
Yeah. Gladly, Doc, gladly. If you can stand Chester's cooking.
Yeah, I take it all back, man. The last time I ate one of Chester's meals, I was groggy for 3 days. Chester.
Hello, Doc. Mr. Dillon.
Doc wants to know where you learned to cook, Chester.
Why, my Uncle Arthur taught me, Doc. I batched with him for a time when I was a boy. Poor old fella. He died soon after that.
I bet he did.
That stage is kind of late today, ain't it?
Well, the way Hank's driving it shouldn't be, but I haven't got time to loaf around greeting stagecoaches. I'll see you men later.
Oh, say so long, Doc.
She's motioning at us, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, there's something wrong, Chester.
Wait there, Marshal. I'll get right down. We run into a fight, Marshal.
Anybody hurt, Hank?
I killed a man I had riding shotgun.
Huh?
He fell off and I had to leave him there.
Well, I'll send somebody out for him. Where'd it happen?
Right where the trail crosses the South Fork of the Pawnee. There was 3 of them bandits, Marshal. But by heaven, we put slugs into 2 of them.
You mean you killed 2 of them?
No, they rode off, but I could see 2 of them was all hunkered up over their saddles like they was hurting pretty bad.
Did you recognize any of them?
Well, I'd hate to be wrong and get a man into trouble, Marshal, but I'd swear one of them was that young Howard Brandt. You know the fellow that moved out here with his wife a while back?
Yeah, I met him.
They got a place up near Turkey Creek, Mr. Dillon, but I ain't never seen it.
Now, let's ride up and see how they're making out, Chester.
All right, sir. I'll go get our horses. I met Howard Brandt when he first come out here, Mr. Dillon. He sure didn't seem like no bandit to me. Real gentle, easy-going fella.
It's like a horse that won't buck when you first get on him, Chester. He's waiting to come loose when you least expect it.
Yes, sir. Hey, there's Miss Brandt now. She must have seen us coming.
Yeah. All right, pull up, boy. Hello, Miss Brandt.
Howard ain't here.
It's, important, ma'am. We'll just wait on the porch here. We won't bother you.
It's no use, Marshal. Howard won't be back till tomorrow.
Look down there, Chester, on the steps.
Hey, that's blood, Mr. Dillon.
Miss Brandt.
That's chicken blood. I just killed one.
I'm sorry, Miss Brandt, but I'm going to have to talk to Howard. Is he bad hurt?
He's dying, Marshal. Leave him alone.
You want to show me where he is?
Marshal, leave him die in peace. He ain't got long. You'll kill him asking him questions. I don't figure he'll live through the night as it is.
Howard and his friends held up the stage, Miss Brandt, and they killed a man.
Wait, Marshal.
Huh?
I'll tell you.
All right.
Jed Butler planned it all.
I never heard of no Jed Butler, Mr. Dillon.
Does this Butler live around here, Miss Brandt?
Howard knew him in Oklahoma Territory, Marshal. He and a man named Blake come by here one night a few weeks back. They didn't come into the house, so I can't tell you what they look like.
But they talked Howard into holding up the stage, is that it?
I didn't know nothing about it, Marshal, till today. I was inside redding up the house, and I heard a shout. And I come out, and I found Howard laying in the dirt. They just dumped him there and rode off.
You think they forced Howard to go along?
No. He probably wanted to go. He disappointed me, Marshal. I thought Howard was an honest man. Maybe it's as well he's dying. I'm going into him now, Marshal.
You, want me to send Doc out?
No. It wouldn't do no good.
Well, if there's anything I can do for you, Miss Brandt, you let me know.
Thanks, Marshal. But I reckon it's too late now.
There. Chester, take this down to Mr. Hightower and have him print up some wanted notices from it, huh?
Yes, sir.
I guess that's about all I can do about Jed Butler and his friend right now.
Oh, somebody will spot him and come tell you sooner or later.
And I hope so. It's already been 2 days.
Matt? Hello, Chester.
Oh, hello, Miss Kitty.
Well, what's the trouble, Kitty?
I just went up to Doc's office to get some stuff in my throat. He isn't there.
Well, should he be? Was he expecting you?
He wasn't there this morning either. When'd you see him last, Matt?
Right. Come to think of it, not since the day of the stage holdup. Why?
I was with him that night, Matt. He came into the Texas Trail real late.
Yeah?
We were sitting there talking, and some kid brought him a message. Doc didn't say it was from, but he left. And as far as I can find out, nobody's seen him since.
Hey, by golly, Mr. Dillon, she's right. I ain't seen Doc neither.
That was 2 days ago, Matt.
Well, sometimes Doc's out on a call longer than that.
You're trying to fool yourself, Matt.
Yeah, I guess I am.
I heard about 2 of those bandits being shot.
Well, it sure couldn't have been Miss Brandt who come for Doc.
No.
You mean one of those men was Howard Brandt?
Well, they left him at his house, Kitty. I didn't see him, but I believe Miss Brandt. And he probably died last night.
I feel sorrier for her than him.
I guess I do too, Kitty.
But what about Doc, Matt? What are you going to do?
Well, Kitty, if I knew where those men are, I'd have gone after him before now.
They're holding him. They might even kill him.
Look, Kitty, I can't go out and ride around on the prairie hoping to bump into him somewhere.
If anything happens to Doc, I'll go after those men myself, Matt.
Well, maybe they'll just turn him loose when he's through doctoring the men.
I wish I could believe that.
Yeah, so do I. We waited. The rest of that day and through the night, but nothing happened. The next morning, however, I was walking down to the office when I saw Miss Brandt drive by in a wagon. I waved, but she went on past me without a sign. And as she did, I noticed a figure lying in the back of the wagon, wrapped in a blanket. As I watched her drive down the street and on out of town, I realized she must be headed for Boot Hill. I got Chester, and we followed her out to the burying ground. She had stopped and was taking a shovel out of the wagon when we walked up to her.
I don't need no help, Marshal.
The ground's hard, Miss Brandt. We'll dig a hole for you.
Leave me be. He's my man, and I'll bury him myself. Right where he deserves. Among the rest of these murderers and outlaws. What are you looking at, Marshal?
Your face? What happened to you?
Shows, does it?
Yeah.
Jed Butler did that, Marshal. He came by yesterday. Knocked me around some.
He did? What for? Where is he?
I was gonna come tell you. Once I got Howard buried.
Well, tell me now. He's got Doc with him. At least I think he has.
Doc was there all tied up, sitting on a horse. He didn't say nothing. Butler said he'd shoot him if he did.
Why'd he beat you? What'd he want?
He wanted to know if you'd been around. And if we'd told you anything. Howard was still alive, Marshal. I don't know how he lived so long. But he died after Butler got to shaking him and slapping him.
What did you tell him?
Nothing. That's why he beat me.
Well, at least we know for sure he's got Doc with him, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, but we're no closer to finding him. You sure you won't let us help bury Howard, ma'am?
I kind of wish you would now, Marshal. I'm just about wore out.
Mr. Dillon, I just can't stand this waiting around doing nothing much longer. Couldn't you organize a posse or something?
Butler'd get scared if he got wind of a posse, Chester.
You mean he'd shoot Doc and try to get away?
Yeah, he might. It's a safer bet just to wait it up. Well, Tobile, but come on in.
How are you, Tobile?
Tobile always good, Chester.
Where you been the last month, anyway? Out scalping white men?
Tobile no scalp white man long time. Maybe too long.
Well, for a tame Indian, you sure got a wild look in your eye. What you doing here?
Tobile hunt antelope on prairie.
Huh?
Way off see, two white men. One ride very funny. Tobile go very close. They no see, but Tobile see.
What did you see, Tobile?
White medicine man.
What, Doc?
Good man. Take bullet out of Tobile long time ago. No like him all tied in rope. Come quick, tell Marshal.
Do you know where they are? Can you track them?
White man easy to track, like buffalo herd. Always big fool.
When was this, Tobile?
Yesterday. Long ride from here.
All right. Chester, go get our horses and find a fresh one for Tobile. Maybe we won't be too late.
April 10th, 1954, Gunsmoke on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station. More of Gunsmoke, April 10th, 1954.
It was 60 miles to where Tobile had seen Doc and Jed Butler, but we rode hard and covered it in a very few hours. From there on, however, with Tobile tracking, we had to slow down. It was growing dusk when the trail finally led to the edge of a small bluff, and then turned and dropped down around the side of it. We dismounted and followed it the rest of the way on foot to where we could see a small cabin hidden in a clump of box elder at the base of the cliff. And there we waited for the dark. When it came, we sneaked up to the cabin and stood close to the wall, listening.
How's he now, Doc?
I've told you before, Butler, the man's dying.
Listen, you, he's the only man I ever called friend. He'd better not die.
I'm a doctor, Butler. I'd do anything in my power to save a life, even that of a murderer.
You go on talking like that, I'll blow you open with this shotgun, Doc.
Shotgun. Why don't you carry a pistol, like ordinary men? Or are you too much of a coward?
Doc, you're either a fool or you're plumb crazy.
Oh, why? Because I'm not afraid to die?
Well, you're going to die, just as soon as he does. I ain't gonna leave you around to spread no tales. I'm gonna kill you and get out of here.
And it won't be very long, Butler. Blake'll go most any minute.
Maybe I ought to shoot you now. Just leave him here.
Oh, I thought you said that he was your friend.
He is. But I'm getting a spooky feeling.
Chester, Tobile,
Any more
let's get
talk
back.
out of you, Doc, and I won't wait.
He's going to kill him, Mr. Dillon.
Do something.
We better bust in there before it's too late.
No. He killed Doc. Sure we do that.
Yeah, Tobile's right, Chester.
Well, we got to do something. Doc said himself that wounded man's going to die any minute.
Well, I'm thinking, Chester.
If plenty time, could wait and shoot when come out in morning.
Yeah, but we got no time.
There might be a chink somewhere in that cabinet I could poke a gun through.
Man say him very spooky now. One little noise, shoot Doc fast.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't dare take the chance.
Tobile know many trick, all kind. But here, nothing.
If Butler used a pistol, Doc might have a bare chance, but that cussed shotgun...
Wait a minute.
What, Mr. Dillon?
That shotgun. It's not a six-shooter, and it's not a repeating rifle.
What do you mean?
He can shoot it once, and then he's got to reload.
Once is all it takes.
To kill one man it is, Chester.
What are you doing, Mr. Dillon?
Here, take my gun belt, Chester.
What?
Here, take it.
Yes, sir, but what for?
I'm going in there. Unarmed.
What?
Now, when I get inside, you and Tobile sneak up close. And you be ready to come through that door when you hear his shotgun go off.
Mr. Dillon, you can't do that.
Yes, I can.
He'll kill you, sure.
Maybe. But if you two don't get in there fast, if he does shoot, he'll club Doc to death.
But Mr. Dillon...
All right, now quiet.
Who's that? Get over by the door, Doc. No, don't open it yet. Doc Adams is standing by that door. I got a shotgun aimed at his back. Now, who is it?
I'm unarmed. Open the door. I'll come in with my hands in front of me.
All right. Open it, Doc. Any tricks? I'll shoot Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
Hello, Doc.
Matt? He's unarmed, Butler.
And get in here and close that door. Who are you?
Matt Dillon.
Dillon. Marshal?
That's right.
You got some men outside, huh? Well, it won't do no good, Marshal. I'll shoot you before they can get anywhere near me.
I got 2 men out there, Butler. And the second they hear a shot, they'll be in here.
That'll be too late, won't it, Marshal?
Well, it depends on how you look at it, Butler. Won't be too late to take you. That shotgun only shoots once.
Take me? You'll be dead.
Yeah?
Matt, you shouldn't have done this.
Why not, Doc?
Well, it's bad enough me getting killed.
He can only kill one of us, Doc. If he shoots me, Tobile and Chester will get him. And if he shoots you, I'll kill him with my bare hands.
You got it all figured, ain't you, Marshal?
Yeah?
Well, I'd rather kill a U.S. Marshal than a doctor any day. You know that?
Matt, he's right. You should have stayed outside.
I'd stand there waiting for him to shoot you. No, I wouldn't like that much, Doc.
Well, maybe he'll shoot me anyway.
Maybe. But at least there's some kind of a chance now.
Shut up. A minute, you two. Shut up. I don't quite figure this.
No?
No. You mean you come in here knowing I'll probably kill you rather than Doc? Is that right?
Yes, Butler, that's right.
April 10th, 1954, Gunsmoke on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion follows these messages from your favorite radio station. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow launching the MyPillow 2.0. Now, when Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he's discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. Of course, the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, but now with brand new fabric with a temperature-regulating thread, it's the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer with my promo code Wyatt. MyPillow 2.0 is 100% made in the USA, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Use my promo code Wyatt or call 1-800-928-4715. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of Gunsmoke, Greater Love, April 10th, 1954.
You mean you come in here knowing I'll probably kill you rather than Doc? Is that right?
Yes, Butler, that's right. Yes, that's what he did.
Why?
Well, no reason, Butler. No reason at all, except we're friends, I guess. Just something like that.
What's being friends got to do with it?
You wouldn't understand, Butler. You no good, filthy, rotten scum.
He's willing to die for you, ain't he? I never heard of nothing like that. And him, Marshal, and everything, willing to die.
That's your friend, Butler. I better take a look at him. He's dead now. Well, make up your mind, Butler.
I just don't understand a man like that.
Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
What's that? You ain't saying that. That come from something. Scripture, huh? Is that what it is? Blake's the only friend I ever had.
Oh, and a while ago you were willing to leave him here to die. Alone. You don't know anything about friendship, Butler.
No, I guess I don't. Anyways, if I was in a spot like you, there ain't nobody in the world would have walked in here to do for me what the Marshal was willing to do for you.
Oh, and I feel sorry for you, Butler. Real sorry. If it'll still give you pleasure to shoot, well, go ahead.
No. I'd just get killed anyway.
All right, give me the gun, Butler.
Sure. I never knowed people like you and the Doc before, Marshal. You sure you ain't crazy or something?
Maybe. Maybe we are, little butler. Who knows?
Gunsmoke, under the direction of Norman Macdonnell, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Tonight's story was specially written for Gunsmoke by John Meston, with music composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Featured in the cast were Joyce McCluskey, John Daner, Frank Gerstle, and Ralph Moody. Harley Bear as Chester, Howard McNear as Doc, and Georgia Ellis as Kitty. Join us again next week as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, fights to bring law and order out of the wild violence of the West in Gunsmoke. Tomorrow afternoon, for its 11th feature report to America, the CBS Radio Department of Public Affairs tells the story of the wetbacks, the thousands of illegal immigrants who cross our southern border through America's big back door to look for work and wages. Hear Wetbacks, Sunday afternoon on most of these same stations. George Walsh speaking. John Lund, as yours truly, Johnny Dollar, brings you Colorful Mystery Tuesday nights on the CBS Radio Network.
I left that announcement in because, yes, it was a problem even back in 1954. Gunsmoke here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we're going to go back almost 90 years to April 10th, 1935, and thanks to Ted at RadioMemories.com, you'll hear it on your radio today better than you heard it back on your radio back 90 years ago. A full restoration of this episode of Lum and Abner as Lum and Abner are still trying to figure out where the money's going, who's stealing it. This episode of Lum and Abner, April 10th, 1935, brought to you by Horlicks, the original malted milk.
Howdy, everybody. Here we are, all ready to take you down to Pine Ridge for another visit with Lum and Abner. And now, let's see what's happening down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum and Abner have quite a problem on their hands. They're enjoying a splendid patronage to their circus, but for the past 2 days, the entire receipts have been stolen out of the safe in the wagon that serves as their office. So far, they have found no definite clue to the mysterious disappearance of the funds, and yet there are several who might be implicated in the theft. Well, as we look in on the circus grounds today, we find Abner and Squire Skimp in the office discussing the matter. Listen.
Well, that's the reasons I come over, Abner. I just wanted to have a heart-to-heart talk with you. I know all this money disappearing, it looks bad for me. It's no more than natural that I'd be the first one that you'd suspicion.
Well, I ain't accused you of taking it, Squire.
Well, no, you haven't come right out and said so, Abner, but natural with you and Lum and me being the only ones that knows the combinations on that safe, I'd be the first one that you'd think took it.
Yeah, I reckon so.
I've always tried to live honest, to do right by my fellow man. And that's why it grieves me so to think that you'd even suspicion for 1 minute that I'd slip in this wagon under the cloak of darkness and take from that safe money that belonged to you and Lum, 2 of my oldest friends.
Well, now, Squire, I wouldn't let myself get all tore up over this.
Well, it's a matter of defending my honor, Abner. A man reaches my age in life, Abner, he just ain't got much left to live for except his reputation and his friends.
Well, a little money laid up, too, won't hurt nothing.
Yes, but if I had to sacrifice my principles for a few paltry dollars, take advantage of old friends like you and Lum, I'd choose a pauper's grave first.
Doggy, Squire, you wouldn't have made a bad out at preaching, you know it?
Well, I just want you to know, Abner, that although the finger of suspicion is pointed at me, my conscience is clear. I've done nothing to betray your trust.
Well, I told you I didn't think you done it, Squire. Ain't no use for you to keep telling me that you never stole the money.
Well, now, that's fine. I'm glad to hear you say that, Abner, I am. I'm willing to hire a detective out of my own pocket to come in here and clear up the whole thing rather than to have you suspicion me for 1 minute.
Well, I don't see no need in doing that, Squire. We're bound to find out eventual who took it.
Well, Abner, I want to talk to you a little confidential. Don't want you to quote me on this, but had it ever occurred to you that Lum might be taking that money himself?
Lum? What in the world would he be wanting to take it for? It belongs to me and him. Besides, that wouldn't be stealing if he took it.
Well, of course, half of it belongs to him, but half of it is yours, too.
Yeah, but Lum never done nothing. He just never had nothing to do with it. I'll guarantee that, Squire. He's just as honest a man as ever drawed breath. Why, you seen the surprised look on his face when he opened that safe and seen the money was gone.
Yes, but now he might have been looking that way on purpose, Abner, to throw you off the track, you know.
No, I've knowed Lum too long, Squire. Had too many dealings with him. It couldn't have been him.
Well, I don't know, Abner. I don't think that Lum would do a thing like that ordinarily, no. But sometimes, you know, a man can be influenced into doing something that he knows is wrong.
What do you mean by that, Squire?
Well, just to talk straight, Abner. Now, here's this bareback rider, Zenora. She seems to have swept Lum right off his feet. And I believe he'd do nearly anything that she told him to.
Oh, yeah, she's got him wrapped right around her finger. There ain't no doubts about that.
Well, now, she's a smart young lady, and would know just how to work a fellow like Lum. Why, the other day she had him all revved up to buy a big electric sign to put across the top of the tent there with her name on it.
Yeah, and he'd have did it, too, if that money hadn't disappeared.
Why, sure he would. He was all set to go right down and buy it.
Yeah, I talked to him for 3 hours trying to talk him out of that idea. He was all set to go down and pay $800 for that sign just so that he could put Zenora's name across there in big lights, he said.
I know he was. And I'll tell you something else now. I just heard this a while ago, Abner. Zenora told the snake charmer that Lum was going to buy her a big diamond engagement ring.
A diamond engagement ring?
Yes, and that could be, you know, what he intends to do with the money.
No, I don't believe he'd do that, Squire. No, not Lum.
Well, now, you know that he hadn't got any money of his own to be buying diamonds with. It's that woman, I tell you, Abner, Zenora. She's putting these ideas in his head just to show her the world.
Well, now, Squire, I just never would believe. Now, wait a minute. Here he comes now.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, it's just like I say, Abner. You men ought to make a lot of money out of this circus. The crowd has been good here lately.
Huh?
Well, gentlemen.
Oh, hello, Lum. Good evening.
Yeah, come on in, Lum.
Keep your seat, Squire. I can sit right over here.
Oh, no, Lum. I was just fixing to go anyway. I've got a little business to attend to before the performance tonight.
Well, I'll be around there before long, Squire, to open up the box office.
All right, Lum.
What's the matter, Lum?
Oh, I'm just getting to where I can't hardly stand to be around that Squire Skimps.
Yeah, what's the matter with you and Squire?
Well, I just don't like the altitude he's taking about this money disappearing.
Oh, well, now, Lum, I wouldn't pay no attention to nothing that he says.
You wouldn't be talking that way if you knowed who he's trying to lay it on to, though.
Oh, yeah, I already know. I never liked it myself.
I don't blame you. I run him out of the wagon here this morning. I wouldn't stand for him making such accuses.
Well, now, that ain't going to get the money back, Lum. Him
Yeah.
accusing somebody.
I'll bet you whoever's been stealing it gets a surprise tonight, all right.
A surprise.
Yeah, I ain't going to put it in that safe no more.
You ain't.
Why, no. They got it out of there twice. Ain't no use to just give it to them.
Yeah, well, now, I wouldn't be carrying that much money around on me, Lum. That's dangerous business now.
Well, I ain't going to carry it on me. I'm going to hide it in another place tonight. I ain't going to put it in the safe.
Oh.
I'll hide it in the bottom of that trunk over there tonight and then take it out in the morning, carry it down to the bank, and deposit it.
I'm going to put it in the trunk, you say.
Wait a minute, be quiet.
Yeah, what's the matter?
Wait a minute, I hear something.
Huh?
Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. What are you doing there? Hold on there. Who is that? Cedric, is that you?
Yes, Mom.
Well, what are you doing slipping around the side of the wagon there?
Why, I wasn't slipping around, Mr. Lum. I just started to come in the wagon, and I seen you and Mr. Abner was talking some business, so I started to leave.
Well, don't be hanging around this wagon. Just stay away from here.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, Swan, you scared me to death, Lum, when you jumped up that way and run to the door there.
Yeah, I reckon I'm a little nervous. This thing's got me about half out of my head, Abner. Abner, you reckon Cedric could know anything about where that money's been going?
You mean, you reckon if he stole the money, Cedric?
Yeah.
Oh, why, no, Lum. Why, Cedric couldn't get in the safe if he wanted to. He don't even know the combination.
Well, now, that's just all you know about it. He knows that combination a heap better than me or you does.
You mean Cedric knows the combination to the safe?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
You know, I never can recollect the thing myself, and yesterday evening I went to open the safe, and there's just me and Cedric in here, and I couldn't recollect the combination, and he sat right there and told me what it was.
He did?
Yeah, I never thought nothing about it at the time, but I got to studying about it today. I don't know, Abner. I hate to think such a thing about Cedric. I've always liked the boy.
Oh, Cedric's a fine boy, Lum.
He's worked there in the store for us over at Pine Ridge for years.
Oh,
We never
sure.
had no trouble with him.
No, I'll trust Cedric, Lum. I'll give him chances to take things. He's just honest as he can be.
Yeah, but I'll sworn it's pinting mighty strong at him.
Well, now, Lum, I wouldn't go nothing on that now. He might have just watched, me and you open the safe and happened to learn the combination by heart, accidental.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's him or Squire Skimp one, I know that.
Well, now, I don't believe Squire done it neither, Lum. I thought so maybe for a while, but he was in here a while ago and talking to me about it, and he just might not have brung tears to my eyes, tell me how innocent he is.
How innocent he is?
Oh, yeah, he sat here and told me on his word that he never had a thing in the world to do with it.
Well, you don't expect him to come right out and admit to it, do you?
Well, no, Lum, but he talked awful honest to me.
A feller that steals money that way ain't going to admit to it.
Well, no, but Squire, he looked me right in the eye when he said it, Lum.
Oh, I tell you, Abner, after some of the other stunts Squire Skimp's pulled on us, I wouldn't put nothing past him.
Well, there's one thing about it. If you hide it in the trunk tonight, why, me and you can watch your safe.
Wait,
and then we
find
can
out what you're saying, Abner.
Huh? What, did you hear somebody?
Yeah. Who is that? What do you want? Wait a minute, I seen you. Halt or I'll shoot.
Who is it, Lum? Who is it? What's the matter?
Oh, my goodness, I don't know. I couldn't see for sure. Just as I stepped to the door here, he run around the corner of the wagon.
Well, why didn't you shoot?
I never had nothing to shoot with. Wait a minute, listen.
Well, watch where you're going next time. Somebody get hurt the first thing you know, running around here like a wild man.
Is that you, Squire? What's the matter?
Oh, that brother, Zenora's, come tearing around the end of the wagon there and run right square into me, knocked me right flat on my back.
Zenora's brother.
Well, this seems to only complicate matters more than ever. Who stole that money? Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. S.J.B. of Covington, Kentucky, writes to tell us of a conversation between two youngsters playing baseball that she overheard recently. We thought maybe you'd like to hear it, so we're going to reenact it. Listen.
Let's quit, Bob.
Oh, gee, it's my turn to bat.
You can bat first tomorrow.
No, I can't. I gotta go to the dentist. Besides...
Oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna quit.
Oh, all right. You just can't take it, that's all.
Who can't? I'll bet you're tired, too, only it's your time to bat.
Maybe so. But I wouldn't be if I had some Horlicks tablets.
Huh? What are they?
Oh, you know. Horlicks malted milk powder done up in tablets. They give you pep.
Well, let's get some. How much are they?
Only a dime. How much you got?
I got 4 cents.
Well, I got 3. That's 7. Mom will give us the rest. Come on, let's go after her.
And that was all that Mrs. S.J.B. had time to hear. But it was enough to show how popular Horlicks tablets are becoming. Youngsters, motorists, early golfers, shoppers, people in all walks of life are finding Horlicks tablets great for warding off hunger and fatigue. Have you tried them yet? You get them, if you haven't, at your druggist in either natural or chocolate flavor. This is Carlton Brickert, speaking for Lum and Abner and Horlicks, who now bid you all good night and good health.
Of course, as we mentioned on yesterday's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, those Horlick tablets and Horlick malted milk no longer available in the U.S. except for import from England. It's no longer produced in the United States. And I, quite frankly, I use the Ovaltine in the U.S. So I get my little boost that way in the mornings. Alrighty, Lum and Abner, April 10th, 1935. That's not a plug. That's just a statement of fact, okay? And that's Lum and Abner from April 10th, 1935, courtesy of Ted at RadioMemories.com. Check out Ted. He supplies shows on cassette, CD, or flash drive for your computer. RadioMemories.com. Thanks for tuning in. Please do me a favor and thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy. It allows us to be with you each and every time you roll around here on your favorite station. Miss a day? You don't have to miss a show. All of our shows are available on demand, 21 hours a week's worth, all there at classicradio.stream. Classicradio.stream. You can stream our shows on demand. You can learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. You'll also find a list of a number of the places where our shows are available on podcast, plus over at YouTube. You can find our social media links. And if you're so inclined to give us a hand, you can buy me a coffee. The Buy Me a Coffee money helps us acquire additional classic radio collections and maintain our distribution channels. That's classicradio.stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. Tell all of your friends the greatest radio shows of all time are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.